In this video, I am going to survive 100 days in not hardcore Minecraft with Create mod. That's right, this is not just any old hardcore 100 days video.
This is the 100 days video.
Anyways, let's start. As any Minecrafter, the first thing I did was getting wood. This tree shall float forever. Crafting table, hacha! Wooden tools, hacha! Food, hacha! I was unstoppable. I was like a baby with a gun. Hiya! Hoo! Hoo! Ha! First try. And before I knew it, I started mining some sweet exposed stone and some iron. Oh, only one piece? I also marked the spawn and a beehive so I could return here easily. And finally, it was time to explore. After a quick nap. Now it was time to explore. While getting lots of wood, I also collected all the saplings, sugarcane, seeds and flowers. And before I knew it, I was in a village. I have this special helping mod installed along with Create, and what it does is this. Ta-da! I can pick up villagers now. No more minecarts and boats. But it does cost 2 levels to pick up a villager though. After lots of adult napping, not kidnapping, I almost died borrowing iron from this golem. This is why I don't play hardcore. I'm just not cut out for this action. What can I say? I quickly took a nap to calm my nerves. And since the police was gone, I stole everything and everyone in the village until only one nitwit was left. I guess this is his village now. I headed out, and after leaving the village, I immediately found a ruined portal with 3 gapples. I mean, what is this seed? I made my first iron pick and mined the golden block. I was going wherever the animals were cause you can never have too much food. And just like that, I found my second village. I broke my axe so I had to beat the golem with my wood.
Much later.
Guess what? And I took a peaceful nap with no guilt whatsoever. Day 4. And guess what? Quickly after, I started heading towards the jungle biome. After getting my hands on the jungle saplings, I returned back to the island near spawn. And started carefully measuring it. And just like that, I adopted this entire island and named it as home. I set up a temporary base. Little did I know that I was going to live off this temporary base for the rest of my days. I digged lots of dirt on day 4 and day 5 to try and plane the surface for my future luxury medieval modern home tower. I don't know where I was going with that. After some satisfaction, I picked a spot to finally start a mine. It ain't much, but it's honest work, man. Then I started digging and you know what happens, right? I was a mole, I was a miner, I was greedy. After getting lots of ores, I came back crawling up to the surface. And it was already day 7. I smelted the zinc and combined with andesite to make andesite alloy. With that, I made lots of shafts and gears and a water wheel, and I made a full set of iron armor. It felt great. Little did I know that I made the biggest mistake of this entire series, I think. It took me a while to figure out the water stuff, but I was not gonna let confusion get in my way. After this and that, I had power. Now I had to use this rotational power by making equipment to use like this press over here, which needs a shaft, andesite casing, and a block of iron. I made some casings by stripping the wood and applying some andesite alloy on it. Now the iron. Where is iron? Iron was my bottleneck to technology, and it's gonna stay like that for the foreseeable future. I immediately started exploring for some exposed iron cause I did not want to go underground again, which might have been more efficient to be honest. I smelted 6 more iron and finally crafted the press and made my first iron sheet. Technology, baby! I was really excited if you couldn't tell. You see, in Create mod, 3 things are really essential. Wood, iron and andesite. With these 3, you could create almost anything. So, I knew exactly what to do next. A wood farm. A radial design would be efficient for 1x1 trees, and a windmill powered will be a lot easy to build early game. Except, there's a hiccup. Here, take a look at the materials to make the farm. Pass me the water please. This was when I really started regretting wasting iron on my armor. On day 9, I was back to the mines. It feels really bad to go back from iron to stone pick. After a while, I found some iron, a geode, fought a lot of mobs, and more iron. Day 10, finally, came back to the surface with less iron than I'd like to admit. But even after all that hard work, the situation was not friendly. So I had to quickly attack and protect and light up the island as much as possible. Day 11, made my first saw. Here's a little demo. I connected the trees and broke all the logs touching the ground except this one. Now, watch this.
Technology, baby.
I can clear out an entire forest with just breaking this one log with this saw. So I started crafting the first tools to make this possible. A mixer which can be used to make andesite alloy with only half the ingredients. Next, it took me a whole day to set up the gears, but it was worth it. I also made this mill to make slime easily. In Create mode, I can make dough from wheat and water, and combining it with lime dye makes slime. Makes sense, right? But in order to make green dye, I am going to need a cactus or a fern, which I don't have any. I don't think there's a desert near me, so I set out on a journey to find fern. Anyways, on my way I found a shipwreck, got a few iron, a map, couldn't find the treasure, so naturally I gave up. Found a mangrove swamp for the first time. It was a pain to navigate through it, but the view was worth it. After days of searching, I finally found some fern, thousands of blocks away from home.
I'm so lucky.
Yeah, it was really late into the night and I was high on caffeine. On day 17, it was a long journey back home, but would you look at that, a box full of goodies. Soon after, I made the lime dye and then made the slime to make a super glue. I also made a decent amount of sales and it was finally time for unlimited wood. The mechanism for the farm was built in less than 5 minutes. It's honestly that easy. And after placing all the dirt to correct the level, I planted some saplings and I present you my tree farm. For now, I have to plant the saplings myself, but I plan to automate that ASAP. After decorating and adding both sugarcane and bamboo, the only thing left was getting spruce. As my sensei told me, spruce equal to house, house equal to spruce. So, one distracting journey later, the farm is done. Now I have access to unlimited wood. It was already day 20, so I wanted to build my house. But why build yourself when you can make a cannon build it for you? This cannon literally shoots blocks and places them for you. And I can just sit there watching. Of course, I have to build the base prior in a creative world and copy the house design into a schematic, load it into the survival world and give the schematic to the cannon and provide all the blocks to build with to the cannon and also fuel the cannon. Yeah, sounds easy. But there was a hiccup. I needed 3 blocks of iron. For some reason, I dug a hole and started trading with my villagers, all in hopes of getting Fortune 3 to solve all my iron related issues. After lots of cycling through the librarian trades, for that stupid Fortune 3, after 4 days of cycling, I finally got my hands on some Fortune 3. I was really happy and emotional. But it only lasted a second. I got the book and tried to combine it with the pickaxe, and then realized I needed an anvil to combine, which need 3 more blocks of iron. Day 25. I was lost. There was nothing much I could do with the 2 whole ingots of iron to my name. All I had was wood, lots and lots of wood, and a box full of hose. I couldn't hear anything. It felt like I wasted 25 days of my life. I had big ideas, big dreams on the other side of the wall, but I couldn't go to the other side. So, I died.
I'll stop being a bitch and get to work.
Okay, and just like that, I bounced back from the grave and planted more spruce. Time to do what Europeans have done for ages. Capitalism. diamond pickaxe.
Yeah, boy.
Then I finally bit the bullet and decided to go mining in the mountains. I just needed enough iron for an anvil. And once I got it, I returned back home and started smelting. While that was cooking, I used my entrepreneur skills to earn some money and levels. And finally, after 7 days of struggle, I added Fortune 3 to my pickaxe and headed out for mining.
Bye, have a great time.
And oh boy was I giddy. Just look at this, I got 28 iron from mining 10 blocks of ore. It's like double and more, I think. I mined every ore I laid my eyes on. Iron, gold, copper, zinc, andesite. Okay, andesite is technically not an ore, but yeah, I mined it anyway. After coming back up and having a quick nap, it was day 30. It was like a payday. My pockets were full and I ended up with nearly 3 stacks of iron. Finally, it was time to craft the cannon. One moment. There, finally, it was time to craft the cannon. I also made this schematic table to upload the build plan into the cannon and tell it how to build. Day 34. Build day. Scratch that. It's actually the prep day. I moved that ugly villager hole and my stuff to the side and organized the chest. And the space was finally clear. I spent the next few days collecting all the bits and bobs according to the book. I had to make campfires, mechanical beds, mossy cobble bricks. And the list goes on and on and on till page 11. The list was slowly but surely getting checked off. But I was running out of coal and wanted to use a better and efficient source of fuel to cook my cobble. So, back to the nether. The mission was to get at least 2 or 3 buckets of lava and get out. But I made a lapse in my judgment. I panicked. You see, while securing the portal, I blocked off a lava source and completely forgot about it, which then came to bite my toes. I respawned. I lost all my stuff and 5 buckets of iron, which was not cheap to make. This is why I don't play hardcore. It's not the game's difficulty, but me.
No, John, you shouldn't think like that.
But I'm not John.
You should overcome your fears.
You know what? You are right. I started trading more sticks to get more emeralds to buy another pickaxe and made a few buckets again. Also took some gold to trade with the piglins to get some fire resistance potions and went back to quickly block the lava. But as soon as I entered, I realized that I can't place blocks while in the port and there was no space for me to move back, so it happened again. I didn't want to go there ever again. And I bought another pick and luckily for this time, almost all my stuff survived by teleporting here. Maybe the nether isn't so bad after all. No, who am I kidding? It's definitely bad. I gave up and cooked my cobble with fresh gold. Got looting for 2 emeralds. I guess that's something. I made a looting 3 sword and went for squid hunting to level up the librarian and unlock lantern trades so that I don't have to craft lanterns anymore. He didn't sell me lanterns, so I had to make myself in the end. I made another librarian. Fortunately, this guy was selling efficiency 5. Finally, something useful. After a lot more collecting, I was finally done with all the ingredients. Day 40. It's the build day.
Commence firing!
The cannon immediately started placing the blocks and also removing the blocks. Now,
It's time-lapse time.
and there we go, it's a fully functional house. I'm not that good of a builder, so I built this house with the help of a tutorial. Link in description. But this house has a specialty. A secret mechanism if you will. But I still need to figure out a few gates And figuring out I was. I spent the next few days and nights tinkering with various Create and Vanilla Redstone to work this out, and after a lots of failed attempts, I got it working. Technology, baby. That's right. This house can literally go up and down like an elevator. I came up with this whole mechanism without any help, all by myself. I repeat, all by myself. I was super proud. Day 44. I was not liking the view in front of my house, so I spent the next whole day moving the wood farm to the back. Also added more sails to make it go faster. Day 45. The next step in our journey is brass. But to make brass, I need to mix copper and zinc in a mixer with a blaze burner. And you get a blaze burner by shoving a blaze in a cage. So, since my nether portal was unsafe, I had to go to the nearest lava pool and build a new portal there. As soon as I entered the nether, I traded all my gold to fire resistant potions. I'm pretty sure I got scammed though. Anyways, I made a tunnel to my old portal to make my journey back a little easier. Now, the fortress. Day 49. Grass. Time to upgrade the mechanical area. I added soul sand under the water to make them spin faster. Also added this new fan which blows hot air through lava and smelts all the ore and stone basically for free. And at last, on day 51, we have brass.
It's Britney, bitch.
If you are this far into the video, hit that like button. Hit it, or else. The next day, I made a new and improved villager trading hall. I guess it's more like a villager trading basement, but yeah. Since I was already in the basement, I spent the next 2 days upgrading my redstone to truly wireless. Day 55. It's time to move on to the next project. That's right, a wood farm. Not just any wood farm. The ultimate 2x2 spruce dark oak wood farm. Alright, let's get to collecting. I spent the next 5 days collecting resources like deep slate and rails, and also crafted deployers and funnels with the brass I previously made. I relocated the cannon after checking the list. It was finally time to fire. After 2 days of firing, the wood mill was finally done. I glued up the contraption and filled it up with saplings. Basically how this thing works is, I also have this automatic sawing machine which automatically strips the logs for me. On day 64, I crafted some brass crafters to make this crushing wheels. To run those crafters, I needed some power, so I had to make a windmill in my basement. Something doesn't quite feel right in the sentence. While that was happening, sadly, a lightning bolt had turned my villagers into witches. I don't understand this mechanic honestly. Luckily, I had already bought a few efficiency 5 books, so it was not a big deal. I immediately glued on a lightning rod to the roof to prevent this again. After some tinkering with the decorations, I connected the windmill to the crafters. It's not much, but I was basically freestyling. And finally crafted the crushing wheels. Look at that! For some reason, I feel powerful, but my plans fell apart after building the iron farm in my testing world. I discovered how inefficient this farm was. It needs way too many parts and way too much power, and even after all that, the output was basically 5 ingots per hour. 5 ingots per hour! That's like bad. Really bad. So instead, I built a basic iron farm from Shulkercraft, which is hidden inside of a windmill. This windmill also generates a lot of power for future projects and gives me unlimited irons, so it was a no-brainer to be honest. The plan was to make a dirt hill with a tunnel underneath to let the already existing river flow. Day 69. It was a normal day, nothing special, so I crafted a new shovel and took it on a test drive. Next, I loaded the windmill schematic to the cannon and started collecting the ingredients. I started crafting all the things I needed while trading and replanting the saplings on a regular. I also went exploring around my island looking for sheep to borrow some wool. One of the major things I needed was calcite and diorite, so I also went mining. Luckily, I encountered a geode, so everything went without a hitch. I came back with more than enough materials. That was lag. My internet was off. My dog ate my homework, I swear. Anyways, I patched up the accident. Now all I needed was a lot of white concrete. I had a lot of sand, but I was shy of some gravel. The gravel makinator. So if I input the cobble here, it goes into the mill and this funnel automatically farts gravel. Sometimes my genius frightens me. I was finally broken and I fixed up the trapdoor issue in front of the house. And honestly, these supports look much better anyways. On day 75, I traded lots to get more levels. And I crafted a boat to set out on another adventure. To find a brand new village. Cause I was not ready to give up on lanterns. I need more librarians. I decided to go northeast of my base, hoping to find not only a new village but also dark oak saplings. After looting a couple of ruined portals, I discovered lots of amazing locations to build in the future. I mean, just look at this. Honestly, Minecraft since 1.18 has just changed for me. In terms of landscape and terrain generation, chef's kiss. But nature got the better of me. Who knew people need air to breathe? I don't have any excuses this time. I respawned back home more than 1000 blocks away from the location. And the time started ticking. I had less than 5 minutes to get back all my stuff. I'm never going after sunken ships again.
5 minutes later.
Great! People do say that I have an abnormally short memory span. Anyways, this time I successfully looted it and found a treasure using the 9-9 technique. Shortly after, I found a dark oak forest. I waited and collected more than 4 saplings and headed west to find a new village. Took me a while, but finally discovered the village and slept to wake up on the next day. Day 78.
Boom, bam, bop. Bada bop, boom.
Bye, have a great time.
After days of starting my journey, I finally started heading back home. I also farmed some gunpowder on the way. Home sweet home. Day 79. I set the dark oak filters on the deployers. Now this farm will also produce unlimited dark oak along with spruce. Later, I organized my chest and made an enchanting table. I also made this new librarian. Day 80. It happened! I finally got my hands on unlimited access to lanterns and glass, which I can sell to a cartographer for more profit. Capitalism, baby! I bought lots of lanterns and also appointed another toolsmith. And finally, I was done with collecting the materials. It's time to fire the cannon. While the cannon was building the windmill, I also appointed an armorer and started trading to get a full set of diamond armor. Trading sticks and spending those emeralds to level up the armorer quickly leveled up the villager. Although the enchantments weren't that good, I still was happy to get unlimited amounts of diamond armor. Honestly, these villagers are too OP. Quickly after that, the windmill was done. I still had to lure a zombie to make the iron farm work. It was a bit annoying to deal with the zombies in a tight space, but I managed to trap one zombie somehow and named it the Iron Makinator. I spent the next 2 days fixing some odd things inside the windmill, like adding water and lava, and gluing up the sails to the windmill bearing. And just like that, the windmill was functional. And now we have unlimited access to iron. Next, I fixed up some terrain near the windmill and I announced this project complete. Next, I wanted to make some pretty high tier armor. I especially wanted feather falling and aqua affinity. So I traded lots of iron to toolsmiths, lots of sticks to the fletchers, and traded glass from librarians to the cartographers. The cartographer was scamming most of the time, but I had to push through. Since I was flowing with profits due to my entrepreneurship skills, I also bought lots of lapis and XP bottles from my brewers, cause every little thing counts.
That's what she said.
And then it was mostly going back and forth to enchant with the XP I got. Gradually, my armor was upgrading. feather falling. The next thing I wanted to do was to connect most of the small farms to the basement for easy access, and wanted to make a potato farm as well. So I got lots of potatoes and picked a spot near the windmill. I planted potatoes along with the interface and funnels, which will eventually end up in my basement. I started to bring the power to the entire system from the windmill. Meanwhile, the tree farm was not only blocking the way to the farm, but also was an eyesore. So I took it down and built it for the third time. But this time with some improvements. I've given it some deployers so that it could replant all the saplings by itself. Now it's officially fully automatic. I added some smart shoots and regular shoots to transfer everything from the wood farm to the belt, except saplings. Later, I added the harvesters to the potato farm, but I completely forgot the time. It was already day 97. I quickly employed the cannon to make a port and a small bridge, and also to dig up some blocks to make me a river. While the cannon was firing, I used coarse dirt to prettify the nether portal, and randomly spread it across the beach to make somewhat of a custom biome. Also planted lots of saplings throughout the island. When in doubt, plant some trees. I don't know why, but for some reason, I quickly wanted to decorate my storage area. I think it turned out okay. It was definitely not winning any competitions. Day 99. I quickly made some lampposts and started adding water to the river. The time was ticking. Bone mailing the ground and river definitely tied up everything together. And just like that, my time ran out. There's only so much we can do. I had a lot of plans starting this world, but the difficulties we face, the surprises we encounter, the joy, the madness, things don't go exactly as planned. But in the end, I guess that's just life. Feels like I'm forgetting something.